we're just chatting back and forth, and then we'll like start the show, and that will become the recorded part, if that makes sense. Can you hear me?
Yes, we're live.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. We're live. Cool. Cool. Cool.
Yeah.
Are we live on Twitch? Is the question. David
I'm
says,
not
"Sup,
sure.
Noah, so we must be live." All right, we're live.
Cool.
Oh my goodness, I haven't done this in so long. Ugh.
Welcome back.
Ugh. All right. Well, if the YouTube's good and the Twitch is good, are you ready to get started?
I'm ready.
All right, let's get started. So what's gonna happen is, and you can, when we're done with this stream, you can go into the YouTube video editor thing, and you can actually trim this beginning part from the stream, and it'll start when we start. Does that make sense?
Nice. Yeah.
Cool, cool. Because I'm gonna be recording it locally, which I just started recording it locally. And then I'm going to take this recording into OBS and edit it, and then upload the edited version of the podcast up for everybody. So, I'm going to do an intro and introduce myself for once, because I never do that.
Okay.
And then I'll prompt you to introduce yourself, and then we'll jump into talking about, what do you want to talk about first, so that you're prepared?
This is your deal, man. You lead.
All right, then we'll just jump into whatever, and then we'll just move from whatever into whatever.
Works for me.
All right, cool. Let's begin. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the newest episode, the return of Straight Up, the Creator Cast. I'm your host, NeatOnTheRocks. I go by Noah. It is my journey to find out just what it is that lets us, that would make us able to pursue our passions as our careers instead of wasting our ways at 9-to-5 jobs. And here I'm joined by my lovely cousin, Beetle Babe Jade, the K-pop star. Would you like to introduce yourself, Jade, to my audience and our listeners?
Hello. My name is Jade. I make K-pop reaction videos on YouTube. It's become my solace in the world. So I'm having a great time. And I really, really enjoy it. And I talk Noah's ear off about it 24/7.
Dude, she's getting me into it, like, really. Like, she's starting to like play music for me, and I'm like, oh, this is all right. And she's showing me stuff. I'm like, that's kind of interesting. And
Yes.
and your
Slowly.
Twitter is wrapped up in K-pop Twitter, so I get entwined in your K-pop Twitter a lot. What is it? I want to start from the beginning. A lot of people don't really know what you were up to before you discovered your love for K-pop. So I want to start kind of from the beginning. What really kind of got you into making content? Like, what did you start with?
So I actually started doing art. I would make digital designs or digital art pieces or whatever. And I was posting them on Instagram and TikTok mostly. Sometimes I post them on Twitter. I've drawn like my whole life, but I started doing art more recently because I was able to make an adult purchase of an iPad that had the cool Procreate app, which I was like really excited about. And then I ended up kind of going into the world of like anime, and I started doing redraws of anime characters, and it became super duper fun. Like it resurfaced my drawing like interest because I didn't draw for like 10 years. After a while, I thought maybe I would never draw again. And so I started doing that and kind of got into the world of TikTok. I didn't download TikTok for a long time. And then art made me do that because it was really, really cool. And I wanted to start making those. And then one day I was watching something on TikTok, and it came through on there a video of a K-pop group that was dancing. And I have always watched dancing videos on YouTube, like a lot. Like, just I really enjoy dancing. And I was like, oh, this is interesting. So I went and looked up the actual video, and I was like, oh, okay. And then I was like, oh, this is the name of the group, and it's K-pop and all of this stuff. And I don't even know, like once you hit the hole, you just start going.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
next thing I knew, I was watching reactions of K-pop,
Mhm.
people reacting to the videos that I had watched, because we'll get into reactor content and things like that. But like I
Uh-huh.
started watching them and I noticed that there wasn't really a lot of women doing reactions to this K-pop stuff. And so I was like, well, that's interesting. And kind of as a joke, I was like, maybe I'll do that. This all started as a joke. I don't know if anyone knows. A joke to myself of like, I don't even think I'm that interesting, but let's do it. And so I randomly was like, I'm gonna make a video reacting to BTS, which is the K-pop group I had never heard before. So like I had been into K-pop before I started doing reactions. There was a few groups that I like generally listened to quite frequently, had seen all of their videos, like had watched stuff. And then I found BTS because in the video that I'm talking about with the K-pop group dancing, they were doing like a game where they had to dance to different choreos that were from different random groups. And one of the songs in there was a BTS song, and I really liked it immediately. And I was like, "Ooh, what is that?" And so then I went looking for it, and that was the song I decided to react to first. The rest is kind of history. Ever since I did that first video, I was like, "Ooh, this is really fun, and I want to keep doing this." And it's just the coolest thing.
Yeah, I'm really surprised to hear that you found that there weren't a lot of women in that space.
So with that though, it's kind of one of those things like you never see yellow cars until you have a yellow car.
Mm-hmm.
Um, once I started making reaction videos and then I started going and going through, I saw a lot more women. I was very, very happy about that. I think that it's super great and cool and women supporting women. I love it.
For
So
sure.
it was awesome to see that they are out there and it just wasn't in the niche apparently that I was looking in. But I really was like, oh yay, now I get to be a part of this thing. Instead of obviously I didn't
Yeah,
start it. No
finding
one
my
starts
people.
that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I found my people. It was really cool.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's cool too because you tried a lot of different stuff. Not just you had tried drawing and doing stuff, but you had tried like you had restarted your YouTube channel like 3 times or
Yeah.
and had tried Twitch streaming and TikTok and this back and forth and then you tried this completely outside of everything else you had tried and this is what popped off and really took you off. So, what do you think it is about K-pop that just has gotten this super rabid fan base that now you're part of, that now you're creating content for?
I mean, I don't know if there's anything, I'm not going to speak on topics I don't fully know about, but like I can say that, and I've explained this to you sometimes, but the way that you can listen to K-pop and kind of get this feeling, even if you don't understand the lyrics, or even if you do, I mean, if you speak the language and you get it, that's great. But for me personally, because I don't know them and I can't understand them until I go look them up, um, it provides an additional like sensory feeling of feeling connected to music that is something that's not entirely I'm not able to fully express how I can connect to it because I can't really tell you, but it's like you just feel that and it just becomes this whole thing where you feel represented in another way that you can't put into words.
You might
Um,
say because you can't understand necessarily the artist's kind of intention, you almost project your own meaning onto what's going on, and then that is you can compare and contrast that whenever you look up the lyrics and things like that, and
It
kind of
it's kind of interesting because even though I don't always understand the words, they're so good at getting the feeling to come across anyway. And I feel like we don't always see that in specifically like Western music. Because like they rely heavily on like I'll say the words and you'll get what I mean,
mhm.
versus K-pop is very, very like I'm going to make you feel this with the way that I'm using the sounds in the background, the way I say the words in the song and things like that. And so it's just a very different kind of representation in music.
More like emotional and nonverbal, obviously,
Yeah.
type of communication of ideas. That's really cool. By the
And
way,
then you
I meant it as a compliment, by the way, when I said fan base is out of control. I think it's really cool that so many people are really passionate about something that's kind of what we would consider kind of non-conventional or out there, so to speak.
I think it's taking over the world. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, yeah, totally. Yeah. 6 days until butter.
Aha.
Until they
They
take the
take over the world
English world
again.
by storm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think shit's gonna go mainstream.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So So what do you think? How do you think reactions play into kind of the culture right now? So like, I don't, I'm kind of really outside of the space. Like, as little as I understand about like K-pop, I understand even less about like reacting to K-pop and how you like create content around something like that. It's a totally new field for me. So tell me a little bit about it.
So I'll say this much. I've always been someone who watches reaction videos, whether it's K-pop or otherwise. Um, I used to watch people react to dance
Hmm.
choreos that I was watching and things like that. I think that reaction content and react and watching people react is kind of like a way to solidify your feelings and share those. So whenever I'm watching a reactor react to something, it's because I'm like, "Oh, I felt this when I watched this, and I want to know that other people feel that too." And I want to feel like there's a relation and that I'm getting the same thing, especially if it's something that's like super cool or super complex. Like there's the whole, um, called the BU, the universe within BTS that's just like full of craziness. And I haven't even fully dove into it, but like people want to talk about that because of how much there's theories behind it, fan things, and like being able to talk about it. But when you watch something for the first time and you get that feeling that you get, watching someone else get that same feeling is so cool. And on top of that, especially for my comments that I've gotten a lot of that I never even thought about when I started making this, mine was mostly just about sharing that feeling with other people. Was a lot of people who have been BTS fans for a long time, they relive kind of
Yeah.
what they felt when they first found them. Because a lot of people find the K-pop world very differently, and so it's coming from someone who just found K-pop and has been like on this irreversible like I'm up here all the time
Yeah.
feeling. Being able to react to stuff allows people to kind of like see that again and feel that again whenever they got that feeling back then. And so it's really cool to kind of just like be there and share those feelings with them. And I get a lot of comments of like, I love freaking out with you like I did whenever I first saw them. And I'm like, yeah, it's awesome. And then
Yeah.
I also get a lot of help from people. They just
What do you
like
mean?
want to like a lot of my comments, of course, are going to be like suggestions and things because I ask for those. But a lot of them are like helping me navigate questions I have about the video or helping me navigate like things coming out or when this came out or like age stuff. Like my most recent reaction was an older video of BTS. And in the video, I had commented about like an age of a member, but they do age differently over there. So there was some comments educating me on that, which was really cool because people just like want to help you out. And then you're able to use that information to make your content better later on. So it's really
Wow.
dope.
Yeah, you've changed the way I've never really looked at React content this way. Like usually when I approach React content, I look for experts in whatever field. So like I watch a lot of like political reaction type stuff where like there's a Twitch streamer called Hassan that does reactions to like news and news articles and news videos, and he gives his like expert opinion on it. Instead, it's more of an emotional thing. You're talking about sharing like an emotional experience with somebody, and experience it from a new, like a fresh lens, your fresh lens, when a lot of these people like were, 6 years ago discovering, this stuff and
I mean,
and
don't get me
BTS and
wrong,
things
there
like
are
that.
definitely experts in the field. I mean, when I first started doing reactions, I was kind of scared because I was like, I have no expertise in any of this area whatsoever. I'm just doing this because I want to, because it sounds fun. Because I was watching people react to K-pop that were like dancers or vocalists or music producers, people who were like analyzing everything.
Right. Yeah.
And I just wanted to come on and be like, they're making awesome music and they're attractive and I love them. That's all I got. I have nothing else.
Yeah.
Um, I found out though by doing that that you kind of forget about a lot of things that you yourself may have that you may not consider expertise. I mean, we talked about this today. I was in music in school for 7 years. So I do know about music. I just don't know it like professionally. So it's not something I'm going to speak on or say like this is whatever. But it definitely helps me formulate ideas and theories and opinions when I'm watching the music videos, listening to the
Appreciation.
songs.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, it's just different. It's a little bit like I can compare it to the reason kind of people sometimes will watch Twitch streams of like blind playthroughs or watch YouTube videos of blind playthroughs for a game somebody's already played. It's like getting to live vicariously through someone experiencing something you may
Yeah.
have already experienced, or sometimes somebody hasn't seen something yet and they want to experience it with somebody who shares that same interest, when these are niche interests that people don't necessarily share with the people that they know in real life. And so they get to live that through you and through somebody they know through the internet and
Yeah,
through somebody who makes videos and stuff about it. It's really
it's
freaking
really
cool.
cool. Yeah, for sure. Um, I have a chat comment that I want to touch on. They
Yeah,
said
sure.
watching reactors have like light bulb moments and knowing that their lives change for the better. Like so specifically in this, like BTS kind of changes your life a little bit. K-pop in general has changed
It's
my life,
definitely
but
changed your life. Yeah.
yeah. But like, you know, watching someone go fall in love with them is kind of really cool, especially when
Mhm.
you're already there. So yeah, that comment definitely makes a lot of sense.
And if you guys are in chat right now and are enjoying the podcast, be sure to remember to leave a like on the video or all the good stuff, or follow the Twitch channel or whatever, whichever platform you're watching on, and stick around because we will have like a dedicated part of the cast where we'll take questions from chat and suggestions from chat. So, um, what was I gonna say next? I really want to know what your thoughts about your YouTube channel, like how it's kind of uh, going places you did not expect to be in 5 months of making YouTube videos.
No, yeah. When I started this, I had no idea this is what we were going to be doing. I was just doing it for fun. I still do it for fun. I mean, and I really just kind of like I made the videos and then it ended up it ended up kind of going crazy. Like so many people were
Hmm.
watching it. I remember the first time that I saw how many views my first video had, which I think it hit 10,000 or something. And I literally was like, 10,000 people have seen my face. And I don't know how to handle that whatsoever. Um, it was fucking wild. It's still fucking wild when I think about it. Like every time I look at view count or subscriber counts or anything, I start like a mini panic, but also it's super cool.
Yeah,
And
dude. How many? What was the size of your graduating class in high school?
like
Do you remember?
600.
600. Okay, so imagine how big that room was, right?
No, don't.
Now multiply that by two, and now multiply that by 10, and that's 12,000 people. Now multiply that by two again, that's 24,000 people. Now
No.
multiply the first number by 10, add that again, that's how many people have seen your first video.
Oh my God. It's a lot.
Think about
It's a
how many
lot.
people 30,000 people are, dude.
It's a lot. I think about it sometimes and I'm like, that is too much. No, I was actually really nervous about putting out my first one for sure, because I feel like there's a lot of people who have a lot more upbeat reactions than I do. Like, I don't think that mine are not upbeat, but like, I'm not a very animated individual personally, I feel. And so I felt like maybe my reactions would be lacking compared to most of the reactions that I've seen. But I didn't want to be, I'm not going to force myself to react a certain way. So I was like, well, I'll just react how I would normally react, which I usually don't have to try that because once I'm watching the video, I just get immersed and then whatever comes out, comes out. Um, and I actually got a lot of really cool feedback about like how people really enjoyed the way that I reacted, and it just made me feel a lot better after a couple videos in that I was like kind of, as I said before, I didn't think I wasn't interesting enough to be making reacting content, but I was like, I want to share my experience with all these people, and so I did it anyway, kind of a courage thing I had to work through. um, and it's been really cool because I still get comments like to this day that are like, I really like your channel and how you react. And I'm like, that makes me feel so good because I feel sometimes like I am not doing enough. But obviously you don't want to be non-authentic. I mean, that's my whole
Right.
point is reactions should be exactly how you reacted to that.
Exactly.
And mine are just not super loud, extravagant reactions, which sometimes I love that shit too. Like
Yep.
it's not for everyone, but I love that shit sometimes too. I want someone to be yelling, even though I wouldn't be yelling, kind of thing, because everyone reacts differently.
Sure.
So yeah, it's super interesting. Watching my channel grow in such a short amount of time has been really, really cool. But it also makes me go like, well, what's gonna happen? It's only freaking May.
Yeah.
What's gonna
Yeah,
happen by the
dude.
end of this year? I don't even know.
Well, imagine if Butter really does make, BTS explode into like the American mainstream, and
Hmm.
suddenly not only does K-pop blow up, but all the K-pop related content blows up. K-pop reaction channels pop off, and suddenly you're doubling your subscriber count overnight, type of shit. Like
It's
capitalizing,
crazy.
you are an early adopter, even though BTS has been around for 6 years, and some of these groups have been around a while, and K-pop has been on a steady rise for a while. I think you're an early adopter for sure. I think that's part of why you're capitalizing on this niche, and part of why I think you're gonna blow the fuck up. Like, so I guess get ready.
I guess
Because if
so. Also, it's 8 years, by the way.
8 years, sorry, I'm not. I have. I know painfully little about K-pop. I'm sorry, guys. Please don't. Please feel free to correct me about anything. Um. So, are you prepared for that? Like at
No,
all?
no, not so. No,
Oh my goodness.
it's gonna be so
Uh,
fun though. I can't wait at the same time. Like
dude,
just to have
yeah.
that many more people to talk about. I mean, I could talk about my Discord all day long. It's like a little family I've created, and it's so cool. The people I meet and everything. Like, and my Twitter people, like my interaction on Twitter, make my day. And like, it's just the people that I met a person. I met a person at a coffee shop the other day that commented on my BTS shirt, and we had like a nice interaction, and we talked about biases and things, and it was like just K-pop is connecting people more than anyone ever realizes. I mean,
For
to be
sure.
honest, it's so
For
cool.
sure. What I don't think you're ready to consider yet is how much you're going to have an impact, dare I say, an influence on like the K-pop sphere. Like
I don't know about that.
I think you're underestimating yourself.
How would
I
I,
think
what would
you
I influence?
well, there's 30,000 people had their day brightened by your first video. Like at the very least, except for the people who left a dislike or whatever, like whoever was a hater, but they were emotionally influenced too in the opposite direction. A lot of people are starting to hop into not just into your videos, into other reaction videos, into analyzation videos on the topic, and more will be coming, and they're going to have their opinions and their lives and their actions influenced by you in some small way, but in a way that trickles out and butterflies and all that. And eventually, I bet you're going to start looking at some like collaborative stuff with probably other K-pop creators and reactors and stuff like that.
I don't know.
And so if you start forming friendships here and there, you'll start, being part of that space and influencing those spaces. You'll be part of K-pop's history before long.
I don't know.
Like you'll be part of it. Like that's what being a creative person means. Like you're kind of leaving your brushstroke on the big painting.
What's so interesting to me is hearing you talk about that is like I don't know if anyone knows this or not, but I'm literally just vibing through this shit. Like I have no plan. I started this with no plan. It's been really cool, and I've been starting planning things out and doing stuff. And I really like if someone watches my video and then becomes a K-pop fan because they watch my video, I've won. That's all I wanted. Like it doesn't have to be about me. It can be
Hmm.
about me if people want it to be, and if they want to be my friend, and that's really cool. But like K-pop music has been such an influence on my life recently that I'm like, I want everyone to hear this. I want everyone to be a part of this.
That's what I'm talking about. Is
It's
you're
so
gonna introduce it to somebody, or somebody who's like, I don't know how I feel about K-pop is gonna watch your video and decide, yeah, I actually do really like this. Wow, this is really freaking cool.
That's the only thing I'm going for. I mean,
Exactly.
that's it. If my little thoughts on this song or that song can make someone love them, then that's all I am doing this for. And also because it's really fun. But
And I think that genuineness is communicated in your videos, like you were talking about. I think part of your energy communicates just a really, really genuine expression that resonates with a lot of people. I think that's why it resonates with a lot of people, you know? So let's talk a little bit about how we're going to grow your YouTube channel.
okay.
Okay. So you've been talking to me a little bit about how your channel's performing and the different things that go on with your different videos. Let's take a look at, we're going to give the audience here a little bit of a behind the scenes look at a big YouTuber's YouTube channel. And we're going to go through some of the analytics and whatnot, and talk about what the analytics mean and what they mean for your channel and how you can use them to educate yourself on how to improve where you're going and where you can be. So I'm gonna pull up your channel here. She trusted me with her channel, everybody. She's trusted me not to nuke everything. So I'm gonna try not to.
They'll all come for you. I don't know if you know that or not.
Dude, yeah. No. I got 3.46 thousand people that would come torch me if anything happened. I already owe them all your comments.
Oh my gosh. If you're here in the live, just as an FYI, I had to do some fixings on my YouTube channel and switched over some permissions and things like that. And by doing so, YouTube has a rule that it deletes every comment you've ever made. So it looks like I have now, it looks like I've never responded to any of my YouTube comments on any of my videos, which you all pretty much know is not true. I respond almost to every single one of them. I try my hardest to respond to every single one of them. So I don't know if I would, I'm going to try to go back on some, not a lot, but some. But just so you guys know, I did respond. I have responded, but they're all gone now.
I would leave a pinned comment on all your videos saying, hey guys, all my comments got deleted because of this motion. I'm going to go through and keep replying to new comments, but if I replied to your comment, you don't see it anymore. That's why. And I think most people understand. So, all right, so here's your YouTube studio. Here's all your stuff. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Friggin' 1,850 subscribers in the last 28 days. You've doubled. Is that double? Am I doing my math right? You've more than doubled your subscriber count in just the last month.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
So good job on this last video. It was ranked 2 out of 10 from your previous videos. It's doing really well.
Yeah.
So for people who don't know, you can go into YouTube's channel dashboard here, and you can check views, and you can hover over these check marks and these arrows, and it will tell you your typical range and how it compares to your typical range for your performance. So here you've got like your typically your views in the first day plus 2 hours get anywhere from 2.6 to 3.5 thousand views average, and this one got 4. Click-through rate looks good, and your typical range of watch time is between 12 and 15 minutes. That's kind of crazy, by the way. That's crazy long. That's part of why I think your videos are gaining traction, is you're getting huge view durations, and you're getting really, really good click-through rate, too. So for anyone who's new, I'm going to be explaining some stuff, Jade, that you probably already know, but I'll be explaining it for our audience.
That's fine.
Impressions click-through rate is just how many people are clicking on Jade's video just because they saw the title and the thumbnail. So basically 11.3% means that out of 1 out of every about 10 people that see Jade's video, about 1 in 10 are clicking on it. And most people are viewing about 15 minutes of the video, which we live in the age of Vine and TikTok and Instagram Reels and stories, where getting people's attention for more than 60 seconds, even getting people's attention for 60 seconds, is really, really freaking hard. And Jade's out here keeping people's attention for 14 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. How long are your videos usually?
It ranges, but like the one that you're talking about was 45 minutes long or something like that.
46, 34. Wow, 46 minutes long and you kept them for 15. That's insane, dude. Oh my God. That's insane. So that means that people are keeping that's 33% retention on a ridiculously long video. 46 minutes is definitely what I would consider on the longer end of YouTube videos. And
Army
longer than
doesn't
most
care, just
people.
so you know. They
Longer
will
than most
watch.
people dare even
Oh yeah,
upload. And
they will
you're
watch
out pumping
all
them
kinds of
out.
stuff.
And people are staying for a good portion of the time for the entire video. That's really impressive.
I was worried about video lengths, and then a lot of people were commenting. They were like, "We'll if it's long, it's long," and I'm like, "I love that. Thank you."
Yeah. Some of your longer videos are performing really well. This one has over 10,000 views.
Yeah,
It's
so that
44
video is
minutes
my
long.
first like informational video, like homework thing that like kind of
Ooh.
goes through like their how BTS came to Pat. And so there's a few more that I'm going to react to too. And Army likes that because they like, at least I say Army because that's, I would assume that's most people who come to my channel. I don't know, but
Right.
like people who come watch my channel, they really like to watch, I found reactors react to things like that, like how the group formed, things about the members that you may not know, because it shows that we're doing that research. It's not just about, which for me personally, it's not just about the music. I have fallen in love with all of the members and what they stand for and how they're doing things and all of the backtracking of that. So like watching those kinds of videos that are more a little bit about backstories and information so that you can better appreciate them. People really like to see people take time to do that.
Yeah, dude. Can you define Army for our listeners like the podcast side that may not know what you're talking about?
Army is the fan base name for BTS, but it's much more than that. It's a revolutionary group of people. I mean, honestly.
Oh boy. So you got 84 subscribers just off of this one video, by the way. I don't know if you
Oh,
knew that.
I haven't looked at the logistics of this one.
Um, and very good watch time, 10,000 views on just this video. 56% of that is YouTube's recommendations. So a lot of people, and a lot of that is on the up next in the YouTube home. So a lot of what YouTube values is that people click on your stuff even when it's sorted with other things, and that your videos keep people on the platform and keep people watching your videos. So something that YouTube really likes is for, let's say somebody watches one of your videos and then goes and watches another one of your videos and then goes and watches another one of your videos. YouTube loves that shit. That is one of the most effective ways of getting successful videos and growing a successful YouTube channel, is getting like a bingeable number of videos that people binge, like for real. And your analytics show that you're doing a really good job of that. Another surprising statistic is that 22% are coming to your video from your channel page. So people are clicking on your channel and looking through your videos and saying that one looks cool and I want to watch that one. That's a really rare statistic to see high. And then a couple of people are finding you through search, and a lot of people are clicking on your notifications, and then only 8.3% is from other. So these are the statistics I would expect to find from a really successful YouTube channel, and it speaks to why this video is popping off or popped off previously.
I'm gonna pause for a second and
Go ahead.
say hello to everyone in chat who's saying hello. I see you. I appreciate
Oh
you
my
commenting.
goodness. Yeah, dude. I'm so happy to have this opportunity to talk to you about this. I think it's really cool that you're popping up on YouTube, dude. Oh my goodness. So let's take a look at some of these other ones. I notice you are not eligible for monetization on most of your YouTube videos.
Nope.
So do you have any sort of like do you have any sort of plan as to like making more content that's monetizable, or like are you just not worrying about it? Or
Well, I didn't start this to make money, obviously.
Sure.
But I do spend a lot of my time like pretty much if I'm not at work, that's what I'm doing is making videos or editing them or making stuff. And so I was like, if I can make money off of it, sure, I'll do that.
Hmm.
But obviously, it's not my goal. I did start a Patreon. I made it kind of just a little bit of like a, if you want to support me, you can. There's a few benefits associated with the Patreon tier that I've created. I'm going to try to post some videos on Patreon that are going to be for patrons only over time. But like, I guess we'll get into just copyright in general
Yeah.
for a minute. So, if for those of you who don't know, most of my videos are ineligible, and they have the copyright claim thing next to that, meaning that something in the video has a claim on it that is copyright. That's due to the fact that I react to music most of the time, music videos, things like that. Um, Sometimes whenever I can't post a video due to copyright claim, there's some you want to go through the tiers of copyright claims.
That's fine. Yeah, let's talk about it because people
Okay.
don't know, especially in your audience. It'll be useful for your audience as well to kind of understand it a little bit better on the back end.
Yeah. So there's like four different tiers or something like that, and the
Hmm.
first one is that you can post it, but your any monetary value you gain goes to the copyright owner. Um, and you don't get any of it, which is fine. Or there's the top tier is you make money off of it, I think, or like
Yeah,
a
yeah,
portion of your ad revenue goes to the person, but you can still make money off of it.
right.
And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
there's
It's
my
like split.
videos, which is I don't make money off of it, and all of the money goes to whoever owns the copyright material. And then the next one is your video is blocked. So, for those of you, whenever I say I have a copyright issue and I can't post the video, for example, my Cypher reaction video that was up for maybe I think 2 days and then got taken down, um, it's in the blocked category and it will not let me upload it, even if it's like unlisted, even if I try to use Patreon. So, I don't know if anyone knows, but Patreon isn't like its own uploadable space. It's linked through YouTube or Vimeo. So if I want a video to go on there, I have to link it through YouTube. So if YouTube will block the video, it's not going to be eligible to go on Patreon either.
Right.
So it gets a little bit difficult, and I tried to re-edit that Cypher reaction video like 17 times to get it to go through, and it just wouldn't.
I even tried to help you. Like,
Yeah, it's not going to work. So unfortunately, there's just no ways around that at times, unless I wanted to post it on a third party, which I've looked into. Um, I think on Vimeo, you have to pay a certain amount a month to use the platform. So I might eventually look into that for some of the videos that are harder to post on YouTube, um, and then make those, on my Patreon or whatever. But it's something I'm looking into, but it's not something that I'm making like a huge part of what of the creative process. Like obviously, none of my videos really make money up to this point, and it's not something I'm really super concerned about. Um, I just do it because I love it and
right.
it's cool. But if I wanted to do this, long
Long
term,
term or full time or more permanently or whatever.
yeah, then it might be something I need to consider. So
Yeah, because I
thinking about
think
it.
a lot of people in kind of really like our age category, like our kind of generation, is really self-conscious over monetization because uh, we have this fear of looking like sellouts or trying to capitalize on people and or looking scummy or things like that. But I think a lot of people understand. A lot of people in our audiences are kind of like, nah, girls, secure the bag. Like, let's let because they understand that the being able to monetize what we do means we get to make more and better content, and they view that as a good thing. So,
Well, that's kind of
uh,
why I ended up doing the Patreon was because I was like, well, I can't really make money off my videos, which is fine. But if people, because I was having some people ask about it, and I was like, well, if you wanted to financially support me, I can offer this option. It's not something I talk about a lot, but yeah,
yeah.
I of course, you can see if this monetization is available, it's turned on. I don't know
Hmm.
if anyone knows this, but it's not like a lot of money. If you guys think it is definitely
Right.
not. I think my overall gain is like $4 or something,
Yeah.
based on the information. So yeah, it's
And then there's
interesting.
and then next year you're gonna have to deal with taxes.
Yeah.
Which actually, today is Monday is the deadline for taxes, and I have not done mine yet, so I've got to get on that.
You're terrible. You
I
gotta take care of
know, dude. I'm a procrastinator. What can I say? You have 36 videos uploaded. Do you know
it.
that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
36 freaking videos. By the way, can I compliment how much how you've improved your thumbnail game and how much your thumbnails have gotten better since you started? I'm impressed.
Let's come back to that just real quick.
Uh-huh.
So the live will be available as a YouTube video afterwards for the chat available.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
It'll be going on my YouTube channel afterwards. And then I had a question that said, if you post 2 or 3 shorter videos at once and we binge them, will that boost your YouTube rating?
What was the question?
If you post 2 or 3 shorter vids, so like if I didn't post a long 45-minute vid, if I did 2 or
Right.
3 like 15-minute videos and they binge watch those, is that going to boost the YouTube rating?
Not necessarily, because it's also based on the proportion of people who watch the complete video and the proportion of how many people get through the entire video. And these long videos, you've got such a dedicated fan base that are watching these videos to the end, that is boosting not only the watch time of those individual videos, but also the watch percentage of those videos. And when YouTube sees a video that's long, but has people watching it through to the end, and has a lot of people just watching a lot of the video, that video performs really, really well on YouTube's end. Whereas if Jade were to post, like if she were to split a video into 3, for example, in this scenario, you may not have as many people interested in watching the second and third one, and so there's a drop off there. Or you may have, because you're reaching a wider audience with the first one, the second and third one suffer, or you don't have as many people finishing all 3. And so it kind of comes out in the wash. It really just depends on what the creator wants to do. I would say you're gonna find success in just about because of what you're doing and how you're doing it. You can really find success in any way you want to kind of upload your stuff. If you want to keep uploading them in these long formats where they're 45-minute videos and people enjoy the whole 45 minutes, if you stay good at that, then you can keep doing that. And then if you want to experiment with also posting some shorter stuff, that's maybe a little bit easier to make, that lets people get kind of more of you more often, I guess. And those perform really well. You can keep doing that on the side. So it really just depends on the different stuff. Mostly though, what's a good question is that there's no real way to encourage your audience to perform a specific behavior to help boost your channel in the algorithm. You kind of have to do it organically. There's no real way that I've seen anybody say like, hey guys, I would really appreciate it if you guys would binge my channel instead of just watching one video at a time. It actually really helps me out if you binge them all at once or something like that. I've never really seen any creator see an impact on their channel's performance or their video's performance based on asking that of their audience.
Well, I will say this. I want my people to watch my videos in whatever way they want to.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you want to binge them, binge them. If you want to watch them one day at a time, watch them one day at a time. I whatever's going to make it enjoyable for you all is what I want you to do. I don't really have a preference, or I'm not going to ask you to push it in other directions. Like if it's doing well, it's doing well. If it doesn't do well, then maybe I did not do well that day.
Yeah. And that's useful feedback, So. All right,
yeah, my thumbnail, you can see the video it changed. You can see the video it changed.
Yeah, because you were doing this, and then you did short. And you came.
And then I kind of did like a medium thing where I was putting pictures with my face.
It was kind of transitionary period. Mm-hmm. And then you really start right here.
Yes,
that's the one. Yep. You really start to see, like, okay, now she's starting to get a hang of this thumbnail game. Yeah. And then these start to kick ass. Yeah, for sure. Especially this one. I think the thumbnail of this one is a contributor to its success as well. I think this is a really good thumbnail right here. I really want to look at your first video.
I enjoy the thumbnails a lot. They're fun to make.
I want to take a look at the analytics.
I haven't actually looked at the analytics of this in a while.
412 subscribers just from this one video. That's more subscribers than my entire channel has from one video, Jade. From one video. That's also more views than my channel's ever gotten. That's crazy, dude. 30,364 people. That is so many people. That is so freaking many people. Dude, can you imagine, Like, say
No.
you had a
I don't even
band.
know what you're asking, but no.
Say you had a band in in the 1990s, like you were a musician, and somebody offered you to play for 30,000 people. How many freaking people that is?
It's
So many
wild.
freaking people. That's so cool. 1,1700 people, 1,700 hours have been spent. 1,700 human hours have been spent watching this video. How hold on, I gotta get out a calculator. How long do you think
Oh my gosh.
1,700 hours is? 1,700 hours is 70 days or 2 months, you know. Essentially, if one person was to watch it this many times, it would take them 2 months to get there. Holy shit, Jade. That's how awesome this video is. Do you realize that?
No.
So it's an 8-minute video, 39% view retention, and a lot of it. So here's a really cool thing. You see how there's a dip here, but then it comes back up and then it kind of steadies off? That means that not only are people watching your video, but they'll watch the intro and then they'll watch some of the rest of the video. Then they'll come back. They'll rewind the video and rewatch these parts. That's why parts later on in the video have a higher watch percentage than parts earlier in the video. So people were going through on your very first reaction and were rewatching you experience the moment. I think that's neat. I don't know if anybody else thinks that's cool. I think it's pretty cool. Okay. You want to see a crazy number. You want to see you want to talk about 10,000 people have seen my face. 247,000 people have seen this thumbnail. Have seen the title and thumbnail of this video. Just so happens that 8% of them clicked on it. Holy shit. 247,000 impressions. That's more like it. And 56% of it was through the browse feature. And 20% of it was people coming to your channel and wanting to go back and see your first video.
That's crazy.
It's really freaking cool. It's really freaking cool. So it interests me that a lot of it comes from YouTube search. So I'm guessing,
not surprised by that whatsoever.
Oh, hold on. Can I see better? Yes. So check this out. Traffic source YouTube search. You can see 6% of people who watch the video searched up BTS reaction first time.
That's why I said I'm not surprised whatsoever, because that's
BTS
what I searched immediately.
Exactly. Capitalizing on search. Beautiful. Beautiful. Here's the cool thing. This, whatever video this is, first time ever K-pop reaction, 15% of the people who have clicked on your video from suggestions came from that particular video.
Oh, cool.
And then the rest have come from a variety of different videos. So that might be a creator you could collaborate with. So you have do you have a playlist called BTS Reactions?
I do. Yeah.
I see. And 50%, yeah, cool. Let's take a look at engagement. Average view duration, 3.22, 39%. 99.5% likes on a 30,000 view YouTube video. Holy shit. That is obscene. That's another thing that's helping out the video too, is that so many people are clicking the like button. I'm guessing you didn't have any sort of call to action either.
Oh no, I just
I'm guessing
posted
that first video you just kind of posted it. You didn't have any sort of like and subscribe shit going on.
Well, I think I said like and subscribe at the end if you like want to keep going with this, because I was literally like, I have no plan.
I remember that. I remember watching this. You were like and subscribe. I have no plan.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, this is so fascinating. This is like, I don't even know how to compare this to. This is like, I'm like a kid in a candy store right now, looking at all these numbers. I'm like a numbers guy, so looking at all these cool analytics and stuff. So this shows you the activity of the video and how it's fallen off over time as a video will get kind of disseminated and then kind of taper off.
Mm-hmm. Hold on, before we get into that, sorry, I have some chat I need to answer.
Go ahead.
Yes, Katie, thank you. I have a Discord available if anyone wants to join. It is there's a link in the description of this live. And let's see here. Hello, everyone. I found your video by YouTube search. Thank you for searching, Maggie.
Nice.
Morning from the Philippines. Good morning. Oh, everyone's so cute. I love it. Okay.
We'll take a break after this, and then after the break we'll take questions from chat. Does that sound good?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, sweet. I really this is the coolest part I've found. Two thirds of the people who have watched this video were female.
That's dope.
That is really dope because you found something. This at least in my spaces, I actually don't know. I'd have to look up what the proportion of YouTube viewers are. But generally speaking, most YouTube videos I've seen, it's either about even or mostly male or overwhelmingly male audience. And you've got a majority female audience, which I think is probably really rare. So, and this is really cool.
Dude, this is my favorite stat I've ever looked at, by the way.
The plurality of people who watch your videos are between 45 and 54 years old. That's really cool. That's really interesting. Wow.
Some of the it was surprising for me to find, especially like even people who join my Discord and stuff. Like a lot of the people that I am friends with are like my age or older mostly. That dynamic below my age is not really there for the most part. I mean, it is. There's quite a few of them when you think about it, but like some of my like actual like Twitter mutuals or like really close people on Discord, they're all like much older than me, which is fine. Age is but a number in my opinion. But I think BTS and K-pop transcends that age gap and that language gap and all of these gaps, and I'll go on forever about this, but like it doesn't matter. You can appreciate them no matter what.
That fascinates the hell out of me. I want to know why that is. Like, do you have any sort of explanation? Like,
I mean,
is it nostalgia for like the early 2000s boy bands when they were our age? Like,
no, but there is a joke on that. Not a joke. Maybe it's not a joke. I don't know. There's a thing on that. I haven't like looked into it or researched it myself, but there's a thing on like people who watch, who were fans of boy bands back in the day have now become K-pop fans in their lives now. So it may be associated with that. I think that K-pop is a whole thing in itself, and it's not anything related to anything I've ever seen ever.
Right.
So I can't say for sure, but
that fascinates the hell out of me. I'm gonna have to do some like independent research on that to figure that out. Also interesting, only 21% of people were from the United States that saw your video. I'm not surprised that the top two were United States and South Korea, but I am surprised that of the top two, that's only 35%. Only 1/3 of people came from the United States and South Korea.
If we go to my full channel analytics, I think South Korea is higher overall.
In the United States? Wow. That's fascinating. Wow. That's crazy. Awesome. Yeah, let me see if I can pull up your like full channel analytics. I full screen this as well. Let's go to the analytics tab. Here we go. 233,000 views in the last 28 days. Now, that's not individual people.
Right.
Since a lot of people are watching all of your videos, but that's still nutty, dude. Holy shit. My goodness. 4 million impressions on your videos. Oh my God. Wow. I'm so proud of you, my child.
Oh, thank you.
YouTube search, suggested videos. I like that it shows proportion of your total traffic. This is last 28 days. Can I do all time? Lifetime.
I haven't looked at that.
5.7 million. Wow, you've done so well in the past month. You've blown up in the past month compared to how you've been doing. Wow, that's insane. All right, 371,000 total views. Wow, so proud of you. Let's take a look. Engagement, audience. Here we go. Let's look at the audience stats. All-time audience stats. Have you seen this chart yet? When your viewers are on YouTube?
I haven't fully looked into it, but honestly, a lot of my we talked about this the other day once when I posted a video like super duper late. It was like 4 a.m. For us, and I was like, I normally would be concerned about this, but like half of my fan base is across the world. So they're
Exactly.
awake for the day. And then whenever, our side of the world wakes up, then the video will already be there. And it's kind of
Uh-huh.
dope because I can just I'm there for everyone at all times. It's so
Yeah.
cool.
So what's cool about this chart is that the faster your video blows up and the better your video does with your subscribers and the people who regularly watch your videos, the more it will be shown to a wider audience and the more it has a chance of blowing up in general.
Mhm.
So this chart can really help you in determining the best times to upload a video. So for example, Mondays are kind of dark. Whatever videos you've uploaded on Mondays haven't performed as well as the videos that have been uploaded at other times. And it's not necessarily even when the videos are uploaded, it's when people are viewing the video regardless.
Mm.
And so things like 9 a.m. and 8 a.m. Tuesday and 8 a.m. Saturday, and these early mornings, it says very many of your viewers are on YouTube. So this is a time when you could start doing early morning uploads. Have you done scheduled uploads yet? Or do you just hit
So
upload generally?
most of my videos, so I post on Tuesdays and Fridays,
Okay.
unless something adheres to that.
Okay.
And on Tuesdays and Fridays, it goes out at like 10:30 a.m. ish.
I see. Cool. So I think you should bring that back. I think you should upload about 8 a.m. I think you would see a huge spike in the number of people who are watching your video right as it happens, right as it goes out. That's really, really cool. I love analytics like that. I also think it's interesting that compared to other hours, like you see the evening times, people aren't really online, especially on Mondays or afternoons on Mondays. But then you see a slight spike in the evenings on Tuesdays and Fridays. And so people are getting home from work or doing their thing. And then before they end their day, they're watching your video. It's really
That's
freaking cool.
wild.
Almost a quarter of your subscribers have their bell notifications on. I think that's cool. Apparently the typical is 10 to 30. I think that's highballing it. I don't think it's that typical. And 20% of them, nearly 20% of them have all notifications on for your channel, which only that you're on the high range for that. So that's really impressive. 77% it comes from people who aren't subscribed. That's about what to be expected from a healthy YouTube channel that's growing. 62% of your total audience is female. That's really cool. That's really cool. You don't see that very often. And then for your other videos, it looks like for your channel as a whole, it kind of has corrected, and your channel has a plurality 18 to 24-year-olds. But it's very interesting to me that your very first video was mostly in this range. That's very cool to me. It is still cool that you see a lot of people in this range for your total channel.
For sure.
And yeah, you were right. Top geographies, South Korea is 20%. YouTube and United States is only 18%. And together, those are only 38%. Most of your audience is coming outside of the United States and outside of South Korea. That's really, really, really interesting to me. It's also interesting to me that India, Indonesia, and the Philippines are the following countries.
Honestly, getting comments and everything from people, they'll tell me where they're from, or they'll respond in their like native tongue, and then I will go and
Have to
translate it for it. And it's so cool to see where everyone's from. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, it's
Brazil,
so
Malaysia,
crazy.
United Kingdom. Wow, that's really cool.
It's from people all
Wow.
over, and you can make so many friends. It's so cool.
Dude, you've got viewers in the Ukraine.
Yeah,
How about that? That's crazy to me, man. That's so cool.
I love them. They make me happy.
That's so cool. Awesome. And then, did we look at engagement yet on your entire channel? Dude, that's so interesting to me. Is this on your most key moments for audience retention? This is on this particular video. Oh, so here's the cool thing. It gives you this video had the best retention of any of your videos.
Yeah,
this is
it's because
cool.
it's a very, very, very highly requested video.
Highly requested video. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So that gives you feedback on what. Ooh, second was your I bought too much stuff video, your unboxing
I
video.
honestly was really surprised that I got so much on that. But a lot of people were saying, like, we just like seeing people like being happy and buying stuff too. Broke army is a thing. Like, we all just spend all of our money
We
on
want to
stuff.
live vicariously.
Yes.
That's hilarious. Oh, and then your this one being high up there as well. This
Hmm.
is really, really cool because it tells you which videos are your most engaging and can tell you, okay, then you can go back to those videos and be like, okay, what did I do in this video that engaged people more than my previous videos? I think it's cool that you see again these. I don't know which video this is for. I'd have to look into figuring out how this is laid out. I think it's for this first video. But again, there are sections here where you see people are going back and
Hmm.
rewatching different parts of you reacting to the different parts of the video.
Which I did that when I watch reactions, I do that. If it's like a very specific part that I'm like love their reaction to it, I'll watch it over again.
Watch it over and over and over
It's
again.
wild to think that people are doing that for me, but
Yeah, dude. That's super cool. That's super cool. These are top videos by watch time hours. So that shows you that kind of that's a little bit of the same thing, but you can look at which longer videos got a lot of views because it's typically going to be your longer videos that are going to champion these watch time hours. Top playlists is obvious. Top videos by end screen is interesting because I'm guessing you're putting your watches BTS for the first time in a lot of your end screens. And it's a very natural second video for people to watch on your channel.
so my end screens are actually set up with um my sub card,
Mm-hmm.
um my most recent upload, and my BTS reactions playlist. That's it.
Interesting. Okay, so that one would be
That
the
one's
first video in
yeah.
your BTS reactions playlist. Brilliant. That's actually really freaking smart. That's really freaking smart. You've got a playlist of videos related to the one that you've got. That might be your secret. That might actually be like that
I
might
don't know.
actually
I don't have a
be
secret. I'm not doing anything.
no, I meant like that might be one of the major catalysts for how successful your YouTube channel has been. Like legitimately. In that, like I said earlier, YouTube really likes when people watch a video to the end and then click through to a new video and click through to a new video. If people are watching your reaction videos or any of your BTS or K-pop related videos, and then seeing on the end card a playlist of all your reactions, and then going, oh, I've hit the jackpot, and clicking on that playlist and going through, that is YouTube is going, hello, we've got a winner here. Let's promote her channel a lot more because that makes us bank, or that makes BTS bank because they're receiving your monetization
As they
stuff.
should.
So so that's really freaking cool. And even though only 0.4% of people are clicking through to the playlist that this is shown, even though only 1 in 20 people are doing that, or sorry, 1 in 200 people are doing that, it's still possibly bringing a. Well, I say that, and of course, there's only 25 views, but through end screens on this video, so maybe I'm mistaken. But anyways, it's a cool theory. Oh my goodness! All right, I think we're gonna go ahead and take a quick break now. I'm gonna pop back over to the podcast screen. We're gonna go ahead and take a quick break. And I'm gonna grab some water and whatnot. You can go to the bathroom and whatnot. When we come back, we'll take some questions from my chat and yours. So if you guys are in chat right now, enjoying the live stream, go ahead and drop, your feedback and whatever questions you'd like me to ask or like to ask Jade for us to answer. You can be about anything.
Yeah,
Uh,
personal life.
so
Otherwise, I mean, there's some things obviously I won't answer,
yep,
but
yep.
whatever you want.
And then we'll answer them when we come back.
I beat him. I didn't really go do anything. I had to just look at some stuff. I'm gonna run through chat real quick. I love that everyone's putting where they're from. I love to know where everyone's from. "1:30 a.m. I'm happy you're here anyway. Thank you for coming." We genuinely love Jade. She's so pure. Thank you. Yeah, Butter's gonna be a fucking bop, okay? It's gonna be so cool.
What's up, family?
Hi, sorry, I was reading some of past comments and
It's all good. It's all
responding
good. Yeah, let's catch up a little bit. Let's go back,
to
see
some
if there's
questions
anything
posted.
major I missed. Oh, I can scroll all the way back to the top. This is dope.
Mhm.
Excuse me. Love your reactions. What's up, Electric? David? Fanjecture? Western radio bombards us with repetition. It gets so boring so fast. From
Oh.
Argentina, love you. That's really cool.
Yeah, I was just talking about how everyone was commenting where they're from. There's so many
Mm-hmm.
different people here right now.
Love watching reactors have light bulb moments. Watching butch guys break down and cry over BTS lyrics. That's funny. Let's see here. Just accept the fact that you're now a growing creator, Jade.
I'm trying.
What AC2 says. Ugh. React to some information vids about BTS.
That's what I was talking about. Just kind of like
Uh-huh.
things that will give you more information about them.
Army is the biggest, most supportive family in the world.
Facts.
I've binged all your BTS videos. These are great. We love you, chat. Dude, last minute much on taxes? Listen, I don't come here to be judged, Josh. Don't call me out, all right? Army will make an effort for a good creator. That's cool.
I love Army.
Hello, Jade and cousin Noah. What's up? Just woke up. Good morning from the Philippines. Yo, Payee Dones on Twitch. Thanks for that. That's cool. Calls me a boomer at least once a week. Fanjecture, I call lampposts and boomers. All right, it happens.
Leave him alone.
We love Fanjecture here. Hey from South Africa. So cool. All right, let me scroll down now.
Oh, lots of questions.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Me too. I wasn't expecting so many.
All right, let me remember the time code. We're about an hour and 10 minutes in. That's right. Okay. I'll remember that for when we go to edit. Hydrate before you dihydrate. Thanks, chat. Let's see here. Jade, if you could meet BTS,
Oh
what would be
God.
something you would say to them?
Am I meeting them as a whole? Like not individually, as a whole group?
Both. Let's go with both, man.
Oh God.
Like, what would so you meet them as a group first, and then you have time to talk to each of them individually. What do you say to them?
As a group, I probably would just say thank you for working so hard and doing all that you do for everyone. Um, because they work super fucking hard and they're I also tell them thank you for being beautiful humans. Because they have good hearts, and they do everything out of love. And I just yeah. I don't know. I would just be sitting there like, you're awesome. I have nothing else. Um, individually, I don't know if we have time for that.
That's okay. What would you say to your bias? Just give us that one instead.
Um, oh my gosh, chat, that is so funny. Someone said, I want to know who your bias is. And they said, is it still Yoongi? And someone said, Jade's bias is whoever is on the screen at the moment. Yoongi is my alt, everyone. Yeah. So if I ever met Yoongi, I would, I don't know. He's so fucking cool. And I probably would just tell him that. I would just be like, you're so fucking dope. And I keep doing what you're doing. And yeah, he's just, whoo.
Everything you've told me about BTS in particular, so much in our culture, we deal with anybody in the public eye being like unsavory people, like just not great people when you like discover what their personality is like. And that seems to not be true at all for BTS. They all seem to be genuinely awesome people.
Yes.
Just from what you've told me about them.
Yes.
Let's see. Has your bias been confirmed yet? I would say so. um, you might have to choose some of these questions. I don't know what all of them mean sometimes.
Did you get your lot duty free stuff all set up? Yes, I have my code for the concert that's happening at 3 a.m. this morning for me. I will be watching it.
Oh, straight facts.
How have you how oh
How has your journey to BTS been?
fucking awesome. Eye-opening, honestly.
Eye-opening. Yeah, that's a good way to put
It's
it.
been a really, really cool experience. Um, yeah. I I don't even know how to explain it all the time, but they've just become like I said when I started this, they've become my solace. Like sometimes the world is shit,
Mm-hmm.
and watching BTS is like just makes me so happy. It makes me love living.
Yeah, dude. Calico says BTS content is helping me survive. I don't think that's a
Yeah.
rare sentiment. You know, I don't think when stuff comes out like BTS or my favorite right now is Ruby. That's kind of the thing I'm a fanboy for.
Mhm.
When stuff comes out like that, that just is genuinely wholesome and really, really inspiring. It helps a lot of people get through some really tough stuff, and I think that's really freaking cool. Um,
Um, who my bias wrecker? Um,
so what's a bias wrecker? Tell the people
okay.
at home.
Oh yeah. I forget some of the people in chat don't know. So in K-pop, I guess it can work for anything, but mostly K-pop. Bias is like your member that you relate to most or that you like the most, or it's not like a favoritism thing. It's just like that's your person in the
Mm-hmm.
group that you're just like, yeah, we connect. And so like for that, it would be Yoongi for me, but you can have like an alt bias. So Yoongi will be my alt, which means like top no matter what. But you can have bias wreckers. So people who come in and they almost make you forget you have your bias. Like you're like, oh shit. And they just wrecked you. And so bias wreckers for me, technically all 7 of them. Like my bias wrecks me. Like I don't even know how that's possible, but it is.
Oh,
But probably top is Tay. Um, however, Jin has been giving me a run for my money lately. So Tay is Noah's bias.
he's the only one whose solo song I've heard, and I freaking loved it. It was really
Yeah,
great.
I'm slowly getting him into things, but now it's a joke that he loves Tay.
Let's
Um,
see.
let's
Do you have
see.
another question that jumps out at you? People putting King Yoongi in the chat.
Yeah, he is. I want to know your feelings and thoughts on your first comeback. I'm fucking stoked. It's so interesting to be a part of something like this.
What's a comeback?
Comeback is album. They're coming back. They're creating another album.
Mm-hmm.
They would potentially go on tour.
Dope.
Obviously with pandemic, I don't know how we're doing that
We're gonna
this year,
figure it
but
out probably. But...
so they're coming out with Butter.
Right.
So they haven't produced a song since their last comeback, which was their last album was B, which was November.
This past November, gotcha.
Yeah.
So they haven't released any singles or not. So this will be their comeback. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's gonna be so cool. I'm really excited. They are releasing teaser photos over time. We have another one coming out tomorrow. The teaser photos are killing me. They're so good. They're so good.
Yeah, dude. And it'll be the first one coming out since you started making content and since you got into it even. So that's really great. What will you be thinking about when they have to enlist and are gone for a length of time? So if you guys don't know, South Korea has basically conscripted military service for all of their male residents, generally speaking. And so generally in K-pop, it's pretty common because they're mostly young men. It's generally pretty common that groups have to break up or take breaks or switch out members because some of the members have to go and do conscripted military service for, is it 2 years?
Yes.
Something like that?
I believe it's 2.
And BTS members, some BTS members will eventually get to that point, won't they? What's going to happen?
Yes. So right now, the oldest 2 members, Jin and Yoongi, would be going in. However, South Korea released a thing that's basically extending that time frame due to the fact I haven't looked into the logistics of it, but basically due to the fact that BTS is kind of performing well and a general representative of them, is what I'm understanding. I could be wrong with that. It's actual thing, but I think that they also recently did an interview at Rolling Stone that I talked to you a little bit about yesterday. And Jin touched on that because he's going to be the first one to go. And he just said, I'll go when I'm called and when they're ready. And if BTS goes on without me during that time frame, then, I'll watch from the sidelines kind of thing. And I just think that it's their decision. We're not the ones going. So I will support whatever they decide to do. If they decide to all take a group break and everybody just goes in, then we will wait for them when they get back. Because they don't plan on stopping making music anytime soon. So.
Yeah, you had said, which one was it you had said just had produced, makes a song a day or something like that?
Yoongi, producer of the world. So cool.
Does he really produce a song a day? Write a song a day?
There's a video where their leader, Namjoon, talks about it, and he says you produce a song a day. I don't know if that's accurate, but he produces 200 to 300 songs a year, is what there's a statistic.
Jeez! So. Oh my god, actually, wow.
Yeah.
That's so impressive. That's so impressive. Who would you date if you could choose one member? I'm guessing it's Yoongi.
As
long as he's not too old for you.
I don't know. Yoongi's only 4 years older than me. Thank you very much.
That's not too old, apparently.
Who would I date? It's hard because there's actually this thing that goes around on TikTok where they're like, would you marry one of them? And everyone assumes you would marry your bias. And I'm like, that's not always true.
Mm-hmm.
There are sometimes you're biased and you get along so well, but you're so in tune that you could not be with them, you know what I mean? You would kill each other. So if I had to pick someone to go on a date with, yes, it would probably be Yoongi. But I also, it's not something I would expect, obviously, to ever happen. And I also know for a fact that, if we ever actually met in real life, holy shit, thinking about that makes me panic. If we ever met in real life, I don't know that it would ever be something that I would ever think about when I was in his presence.
Right.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? I would not be thinking about that when I was there. I'd just be thinking you're so cool. Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
BTS is not your typical boy band. They're not even really a boy band, if you want my like I agree. Ooh, who says that? I'm not a fan of the term boy band. I'm not really either. Um, they're a
Right.
K-pop.
They're not. It would be probably not to their benefit to group them with the
No.
boy bands of the past. Because that's typically a term used almost derogatory to, like, as a derogatory term to kind of almost delegitimize the musicality or the audience that are fans of that particular band. Um, let's see here.
Your favorite song of BTS and also your favorite song of each member. Oh, ooh, I don't
I
know if I
love
can.
your audience, by the way. I
Oh,
think
I love them so much. Um, I don't know if I could pick a favorite song. It's probably like a song that I would be listening to at the time. So currently, the song I have been bumping in my car anytime I leave the house is Bepse because it's dope. I have no other words. That's the song that I was playing in the car for yesterday, Noah, and I said that this has kind of a political ambiance and that you should
nice.
break it down for you.
I'm all about political undertones. It's all about it.
But honestly, though, there's no way to pick a favorite song because like musically, they're all so different. Like I was telling you yesterday too.
Hmm.
I think that BTS has a song for everyone that could get them into them kind of thing. Like if you're
Hmm.
not sure about K-pop, don't know what you would like, BTS has it. They have it. The first song that I like fell in love with, because like I reacted to Fire first, which you don't have in that song, but I reacted to
Hmm.
Fire first. It's a dope song. But the first song I fell in love with of like, whoa, musicality is their song called Jump, which isn't really talked about that much, but
Okay.
I just made a video about it. And in the video, I was just like, this is why I love
This is
this
my
song.
jam.
So good. Um, but no, I don't know if I could pick a favorite song. I don't even know if I could pick a favorite song between the members. I also haven't heard every single song by every member, so
Right.
I feel
Hmm.
like that's a fair judgment. But no, if I could pick a favorite song ever, I think that I would have like maybe a top 10, but then I would be like, no, but this song, like they just have
Yeah.
so much music to go through. I don't know, picking whatever. I don't know if I could ever do it. Uh,
Faye on Twitch asks a really important question I would love to ask you, and that's, have you been working on fan art some more?
ooh,
And if not, why not?
oh gosh. I did make some fan arts in the beginning. They actually got me back into drawing. I had stopped drawing for like 6 or 7 months. Um, and then I fell in love with BTS and I was like, ooh, I want to draw this, and ooh, I want to draw this, and ooh, I want to draw this. I'm actually personally having quite a hard time with art currently. Feeling very discouraged in that department, and frustrated. Some of you may not know, I also have kind of like a medical thing where my hands get locked up or they start hurting and things like that. And so sometimes drawing really takes a lot of my energy in that. So I have to space it out when I do draw. And so lately, just with the frustration of feeling like my art's not coming out how I want it, and that I just haven't really been drawing. But with Butter coming up, I did draw a few things for the comeback stuff, and it kind of moved me a little bit back into it. So yes, I want to make more fan art, and I think that I will over time, but it'll be kind of a slowly getting back into that scenario.
Cool stuff. Is there anything else you want to talk about before we call it a podcast?
Yeah, let me speed through these and see if there's any question I missed.
Sure, sure.
Hmm.
This was a really cool dive. I hope we bridged well, bridging well, talking about K-pop and BTS and all the stuff that your audience was clamoring to hear tons of from you, and diving a little bit into the stuff I like to talk about, which is the behind the scenes stuff and the YouTube production stuff. Do you have any ambitions with the type of videos you want to make? Like, is there any type of video that you can't make right now because of time allotment or production quality that you don't have yet, or something that's keeping you from making certain kinds of videos that you have ambitions to make here in the future?
Um, to answer this question, someone asked me how old I am. I'm 24. Um, and I will answer yours momentarily, Noah. Sorry.
That's fine.
Da, 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 da. Would you compare them to the Beatles?
Actually, I mean, they probably wouldn't. It's probably not really appropriate to compare them necessarily,
No,
but I
I
do
would
think the movement
way.
is kind of an echo. Not to say it's lesser, but it is reminiscent of the kind of movements that the Beatles started with, kind of rock and roll and their kind of version of rock and roll, and how they went from a foreign market, the UK, and they just exploded and went international and overtook young women across America. I think there's probably some comparisons to be made there, but
I think that they're doing. I mean, yeah, sure, you can make similarities between lots of them and lots of other
right.
artists. I think that
Hmm.
they're their own movement.
Yeah,
I
I
think they're
think so
doing
too.
something no one has ever done before, personally.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
I just like when I think of them, I don't think of anyone else. Does that make sense?
yeah. It does a
Nothing
lot.
ever pops in my mind and goes, "Oh, that makes me think of this." It's always just that's them,
Yeah, this
hurdling
is their
milestones
thing.
over and over that I have never even knew. Um, yeah,
Ugh.
I'm not saying they don't have similarities. Maybe I don't. I was never really a person in the Beatles fandom, so I don't know much about them myself.
Right. Yeah,
um,
we
to
would have
say for
to.
sure.
But our grandmother, who was part of, she was probably the you of the Beatles to the you of BTS. She might look at you and the way you talk about BTS and see herself in you. But
Maybe. Do you think you'll react to any compilation videos or like music videos? I think that's a good segue into what you asked about what I would like to
mhm.
react to. Um, so I think that I will react to anything and everything that I can. There are things that that I don't put on my reaction channel, like sometimes I just want to watch it right then, so I
Mhm.
do, or sometimes it's just not something that I think that other people would want to watch. Like, um, how do I explain this well? So literally, they have a lot of content. So I think that doing it for every single thing that they've ever made would be I would be doing this forever and ever and ever, which is fine. I'll do it forever and ever and ever.
Yeah.
No mind whatsoever. But sometimes you kind of have to think about if other people would enjoy watching you watch
Right.
that. Because there are some things where, so like music videos specifically, compilation videos, yes, are also on there. I will be reacting to some of those, and things like that. But like sometimes they have I don't you don't probably know what it is, Noah, but it's called V Live. It's an app and they can go live on it. And sometimes their lives are just them talking,
Mhm.
or eating or doing whatever. And then they will be like responding to their chat and things like that. And that's like if I watched that, that's not something that I would put on as a reaction, especially because like me personally, I would just be like doing other things while I'm watching that kind of thing because um, sometimes they go like moments without talking or they're just kind of like hang out with us. So it's a little bit different than watching like a creation that they made. Um, so I will react to anything and everything that I can. Are you gonna sneeze?
I was going to until you asked. Went away. Um,
I
cool. What
think
about
that
outside of reaction content? Have you
outside of
thought about
reaction
have you thought
content,
about branching out yet?
I don't even know what I would do. I did make one time lapse of art, and that actually kind of did pretty well. I wasn't expecting it to. So if I make more art related to BTS or otherwise, I might post those. Um,
What
but
about Jade related stuff?
what kind of stuff would I even make? I don't
Bro,
know.
I don't know. These people aren't necessarily here because they love K-pop. I mean, they got here because they love K-pop, but they didn't necessarily stay here because they love K-pop. A lot of them probably stayed here because they love Jade through K-pop. And so I bet a lot of, but here's my favorite thing to do to ambush people. Guys, put a 1 in chat in the YouTube chat if you would think it would be cool to see Jade make other cool shit like vlogs or something or just personal to Jade stuff.
Oh no.
Twitch, we got a 1. I think you would be pretty successful. You would find yourself, now that you have kind of an audience that really enjoys you and spending time with you. I mean, we're here, aren't we? Like, this isn't we're not reacting to BTS right now. We're talking about it a little bit. But people are here to get to know you, you know? So at least I don't know how many people are in I don't know how many people are in chat right now, but they're here because they want more Jade, not because they necessarily want more BTS. So,
Of course they do, and I want to be a part of both. But it's wild because I don't think about that. Um,
why not?
I don't know. It's just something I think about. Like, it happened the other day. A commenter was like, I came back to this video because it made me happy. And I was like, I'm so glad that this video makes you happy. And I talked about like the video I was reacting to. And she was like, no, no, I'm talking about you. And I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa. I don't know.
Yep.
I don't know how to deal with
Yep.
that. It's really cool. And I don't want to downplay it and say like that I don't appreciate it. I do, and it's so cool to have people who like, like hanging out with me and stuff. I've enjoyed all of the friends that I've made and people that I've met, and it's really, really, really cool. So if I end up making some other random content, then I would 100% share it with them first.
Sweet. Sweet. All right, you heard it here first. She's going to be slaying the entire YouTube gang before long. Dude, you should set up a podcast. You should have a BTS podcast. Do those exist?
Maybe, probably.
Oh, I'm hearing untapped niche. Dude, get guests on it. Get other BTS YouTubers on it. Get some K-pop people in on it. Interview members of BTS eventually.
Oh my
Like,
god.
move up the world, dude. Or conquer the world.
Like if
Maybe
I've okay, we'll be real for a second. I've thought about it.
sick.
I haven't said that I like I don't know if I could ever actually do it, but I've thought about it. I'm like, what if I like did this for so long that like I'm an adult and like, I am an adult now, but an adult,
Right.
and I'm doing this shit full time or something, and then I like have them on my channel or something, and I'm like, what the fuck? It's wild.
Dude, if you're gonna be an army, be a general. Like, you may as well. I know of a dude who does React content for like I mentioned earlier, Ruby. And his entire channel started as Ruby React content and then like Ruby Theory content. And now he's followed by like everybody involved in the creation of Ruby and has been on like Rooster Teeth related stuff and things like that. Is followed by them on Twitter and everything, and has his stuff shared by them.
I know that BTS has watched reaction videos before because Yoongi, my bias, he's done like a video kind of almost like making fun of them, and I was like, I feel called out, totally called out. But like,
right.
So
right.
like, I think about it all the time. Like, what if they've seen?
Yeah, dude.
And I freak out a little bit.
Yeah, dude. Who knows? Yeah. Eventually, you'll make a video that goes viral. Once they're viral, as they're probably gonna go. Once Butter comes out, once they're more viral than they already are, I'm sure people were insulted that I suggested that they weren't already viral.
Yeah, they are totally viral, my friend.
You once they're viral, you will become viral, and once you're both viral, dude, anything's possible. This is the kind of shit I think about for you. So be excited.
It'll be fun if it happens. If it doesn't happen, I'm just gonna continue doing what I'm doing, man.
All right. So is there anything else you want to chat about before we call it a podcast?
I love my chat. Thank you everyone who came. I'm really, really happy that you guys showed up and asked questions and everything. I thought about doing some lives before, and there's a lot of people asking not asking, but saying that they don't normally come to lives or they had a lot of fun, and there's a lot of people have questions, it looks like. So I might be doing an additional live at some point, and I can just answer people's questions and we can chat and hang out. So be on the lookout for that. I'll let you know if it shows up, everyone. But I love people making friends in the chat. That's so cool. That's my favorite thing about Army, honestly, is everyone's just like, "Hey, what's up? We're all besties now." Like it's so
Right.
fun. Um, I would not be up at 2 a.m. otherwise. Oh, thanks for coming at 2 a.m. to watch this. I
Nice.
appreciate that. Uh,
We'll have to do another one of these in like a morning time or something. Hit the other side of the world or something at some point.
yeah. Um, yeah, all I'm gonna say is BTS fucking rocks. And they are their own entity and they are their own creators and they are more than just music and they are taking over the world. And I am so glad I get to be here for it.
Yep.
I'm so glad I get to help other people be here for it. I mean,
Hmm.
even since I started reacting to them and listening to them, um, I've obviously like my mom's a fan, my sister's a fan now. She has a poster in her room of BTS. You have kind of come into the surface of it. Um, I'm gonna tell you guys a short little story. We went in the car last night to go get something, and I switched the music and said, "I won't force you to listen to K-pop." And Noah said,
You
"Kind
could
of
put
like
on
it,"
K-pop if you
and I was like,
like.
I immediately put on a song and I was like, we're vibing now. Because I don't force anyone to like that music, but I will tell you all about it. And then if you want to listen to it, you want to listen to it. And then I'm slowly getting people in my life to love it like I
I
do. It's
mean,
so
compared to
fun.
the some of the other crap you've had me listen to over the years, like so. All right. Well, I've been Neat on the Rocks. Thank you guys. If this is your first time checking me out, you guys can find me on socials, on usually whatever social media it is / Neat on the Rocks. On Twitter, it's with an X instead of a CKS. But I'm Jade's cousin. We hang out a lot, so probably won't be the last you see of me. Otherwise, if you're already a viewer or a listener of mine, I appreciate you coming out and listening to me interview my favorite cousin, my favorite YouTube cousin at least, and do some awesome stuff. All right, guys, I think that's a podcast. Thank you for watching or listening, and we will probably catch you next time.
I
And
love
I've stopped the recording. Is there anything else you want to say before we head out?
you. I love my people. I love them. I thank you
Your
guys so
people are
much.
great.
They're
I
so
love your
fun.
people too.
Um, if you guys didn't catch this, I'm putting it on my YouTube. You can watch it afterwards, and we'll do some more lives because I enjoy talking to you all. So I
Sweet.
hope everyone has a wonderful day.
Bye, everybody.